Hey everybody, I'm Pandy. I'm playing World of Tanks. What we got here is Wargaming's latest Tier 8 premium tank, the Chinese Type 59, a version of the T-54-55. A little bit about this tank since, I really don't want to talk about its development since it was pretty much given to the Chinese. When I get to the Russian, to the actual T-54, I'll go ahead and talk about its design history and all its combat service, but I'll talk a little bit about the Type 95. The Type 95 is pretty much a result of the Treaty of Friendship, Alliance, and Mutual Assistance between the Chinese and also the Soviet Union. The Soviets pretty much agreed to build a tank manufacturing facility to produce these T-95A copies. They did this in 1956. At first, many of the parts was supplied by the Russians or the Soviet Union, and then later really became a majority of Chinese-made parts. The Type 95 is China's first generation in tank development. It was accepted into the People's Liberation Army in 1959 and since has seen a lot of upgrades with domestic and Western technologies. The Type 95 was produced between 1959 to the mid-80s, totaling 9,500 tanks. The tank currently makes the backbone of the People's Liberation Army, but it's currently getting replaced due to combat service out in Iraq and between Pakistan and India, and it's getting replaced with the more advanced Type 96s and the Type 98-99s. The major operators of the Type 95 are currently China, obviously, North Korea, Pakistan, Albania, and Iran. There's many other countries that use the tank, but in very limited numbers. I just named the countries off that had more than 100. In World of Tanks, the Type 95 is a pretty cool and decent tank. I do like the rock-solid turret armor that it has. Like most tanks in World of Tanks, it's a very good platform to be fighting in a hull-down type position. The hull itself doesn't have much more armor than the T-95, which has 20 millimeters worth of more armor, which is actually about 40 more due to its 40-degree angle on its sloped frontal armor. It does fare pretty well when it comes to protection for at least a Tier 8, and it's actually pretty comparable to the Panther II. And even the Pershing and the Patton. The firepower on this tank, just like the T-44, is lacking. When it comes to the rifled 100mm main gun, it's actually slightly faster than the D-10T. It doesn't really have the power to do a lot of damage or the punch to penetrate a lot of things, a lot like the T-44, so you're going to have to utilize a lot of tactics. But it does manage to open up a low from the front if you hit it in the weak spot. Weak spots are very key in relations to this gun. The mobility of this tank is not ideal. The T-44 in all due respects has a bigger engine, and when it comes to pick up and go, it doesn't really have it, so it's kind of disappointed when you want to try to go. Downhill, it's no problem. You can reach top speed without an issue, but when you're just trying to start and go, it's not really that quick, and it's kind of really somewhat slow whenever you go uphill. I think I must have just got spoiled off the T-54 during open beta when it was a hot rod style kicking ass acceleration. Overall, the T-95 is a great tank in relations to other Tier 8 tanks, but like anything like it, you're just going to have to play smart. It does handle itself fairly well against a bunch of Tier 7 to Tier 8 medium tanks, and you'll get disappointed by its overall performance against heavier tanks like maybe the Object 704 or the King Tiger. Overall, if I had to recommend this tank, I would. If you want a good sample of how a Tier 8 medium tank really is, this is a decent sample. Good for doubles and also making credits. It's not as good as a Lowy or the KV-5 because it doesn't push out all that much damage, but if you get enough hits in and if you fire quick enough and get enough damage done, you'll make a decent amount of credits. It is very comparable to the Lowy when you do decent. Now, I get to that part where I get to give some gold away, but I'm not going to do it in this video because, I don't want to do too much backlogging. If you guys put a very, very good comment, I might consider it, but I'm not going to do it for this video. I did send off an email off to the Wargaming marketing department to see if it's possible for me to purchase some promotion codes for you guys. Hopefully, they'll be able to do this and allow me to, give these codes away because I love you guys' comments and I want to be able to reward for things like that. Hopefully they read the email and take a look and, maybe provide me with the opportunity to be able to pick these codes up. Hopefully, you really don't know what a company's going to do until they really do it. So any future updates in regards to this, I will post on my website at pandycole.com. Also started a forum up on there for you guys to be able to discuss things about World of Tanks and things that actually matter to you guys. I remember a comment where someone wanted a forums, or no, it was within the chat within World of Tanks that someone wanted a forums to be able to discuss games and other things. I don't know what the other thing meant, but if you guys are more than welcome to jump on there and post away you know, what have you. It's open to you guys. It's really for a discussion between everyone. I really don't care. But let me know if you guys think there should be some subcategories added to that forum, just because this is for you guys. You know, I want you guys to have an environment to be able to post whatever the fuck you guys want. Again, I'm Pandy. I thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this was not too bad. You know, hopefully it worked out. And thanks, and good hunting.